Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final game here in Week 7 of the SPL. Well, maybe the final game.
Maybe.
If Dignitas loses this game,
Yep.
we will have a tiebreaker between Dignitas taking on Team Snipe later today. But first, it is all about Dig versus Cog Prime, the battle of the second and third seeded teams.
Yeah, so Cog Prime 13-6 right now. They are locked in for second place. They cannot be overtaken. But Dignitas 11-8 versus Snipes 11-9. So if Dig loses to Cog here, Snipe and Dig are tied at 11-9, and we'll have to have a bout to see who can take that slot. But right into the match, you see Giannis banned away immediately. Barracuda, Stealth not going to be getting that one. Ra, neither, and Geb is gone as well.
Yep, no shocker there. Ra finally getting banned out. They don't want Stealth to have him.
Nope.
They said, you know what, Stealth, just like your counterpart, a.k.a. the Boosh, you guys are really good with him, and we don't want to deal with that. So it frees up a little bit more here. That now means Nuwa is available if they really want to take that. They could also grab Thor in the jungle for Lassus as well. But it looks like their first pick is actually going to be Athena.
Well, Sir Cat is going to be banned out there. Do not want that to go to Lassus, of course. He's playing very well with that character. Athena, first picked for Dig, which means that Apollo and Nuwa are going to be hovered on here for Cognitive Prime. Apollo already locked in. Rom is available, though Zatman kind of plays what he wants.
Yeah, Zatman does whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And, Dignitas had that weird, lane shift
Like Zatman going solo and Shin going like Hunter.
Shing with Scylla and it was an Uller solo just because Scylla was going to get destroyed in that matchup. So they were like, okay, let's switch it. And you don't reinvent the wheel.
It worked for Chunks last game, though, with that Scylla there coming out of the long lane. Thor locked in for Dig. They're going to be taking Rom as well. Final pick for Prime before the second ban phase. Going to be Bacchus. They don't want to lose that away. Now, what does Dig want to ban?
Jeff Henla loves the Bacchus as they're going to go. I'm assuming they'll lock him in. He's got way too many steals with the Bacchus. I think Bacchus and Jeff Henla go hand in hand.
Well, else does a lot of damage, right? It's great to have the extra boost damage coming from your Guardian like the Bacchus provides. The ban is going to be interesting here for Dignitas. Will they go for the solo, I'd imagine, taking out something like maybe a Vamana here, actually. Oh, Omega's Guan Yu has been fantastic so far.
He has.
Untouchable.
Yep. And everyone kind of underestimates the heal of Guan Yu, but when you're in lane with him, you're like, oh yeah, I got him. Oh wait, he's full health, and Big Baby gonna be locked in there. Vamana is just a nightmare to handle, no matter who has him in the SPL.
He's rough, and honestly, it's a backup after Guan Yu. I was actually thinking they were going to ban Vamana and give Guan Yu, but I guess they favor playing against Vamana than playing against Guan Yu, given the fact that Guan Yu has a lot of CC and a lot of healing potential. They're going to have Zhang Kui locked in here, and they're going to have Agni, but because they haven't chosen a jungler here, I imagine they still have an opportunity to go for Nemesis should they decide to.
That makes the most sense.
But Andinster is experimenting a lot recently, and I guess he's hovering on Kali, which is going to be locked in, which after last match, not too surprising.
Okay, so you don't pick the obvious counter to Zhang Kui, which Zhang Kui is going to go to Shing in the solo lane. He's going to be over there. He's going to be hanging out for Omega. Yep. So it's not... They should have, and they're on Chaos side, right? So the big thing here, when Nemesis starts on Chaos side, she gets that speed buff right away. She gets it right away, and she's just online instantly. You're going to see those early invades. She is a terror to be dealt with, but I guess they've decided Kali. Now... This is not Fat Chunks versus Thirst.
No, it's not.
This is Team Dig versus Cog Prime. Will we see the Kali come out on top?
I think we will. I think Inister is the player to do it. I think if you give it to any one of the junglers in the SPL, EU or NA, Inister is very intelligent, very cautious, and very, he likes to think about things before he does them, which we have to do as Kali is what target am I going for? Can I actually secure that kill? Will I need the heal? And am I safe to use my Nimble Strike? Because with that single escape mechanism, if you jump in with it, you're like, I hope it works.
Yeah. Hopefully I didn't just screw myself. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hop into the game. Dignitas will be on the order side. And on the chaos side of things is going to be Team Cognitive Prime, currently secured in the second seed in North America. Let's get this game underway.
Well, Thor's at the front line here. Lassus running to the top, looking to possibly get an early pick here. No skills picked up just yet. Actually, we do see Dedicare picking up the dash first, surprisingly enough. Looking to just dash out of the well, put the wards down, and get back to base. We're going to see Jeff Hinla running across, looking for something. There's the ward. They actually know there's a ward now, just because she walked in front of him and didn't. But, that does mean that they're going to have a little bit safer rotation to maybe steal the back Harpies at some point.
Yep. A very, very big possibility here. The one thing you want to highlight here, especially for players who are looking to play Vamana, Vamana is all about the counter. Okay, so he started off with this Emerald Talisman because he knows he's going against Zhang Kuei. He's going for the full-blown counter. Heavy Hammer is not 1150 anymore. You counter build the entire time no matter what.
I'm going to start with Emerald Talisman, knowing that he's up against a magical solo laner. Also going to be up against a physical jungler with Lassus on Thor, but not really too worried about it just yet. I think as far as Dig goes, they're not really worried about Aninster early on either. Now, of course, if in the right situation presents itself, the instant stun can make a huge difference in the fight, plus the AoE damage they're able to do with Lash. So I think that in the right circumstances, Kali can be great in small skirmishes, but early on, I don't think they're really too worried.
Well, Lassus is going to go ahead and she's going to hit this. Now, the big difference between North America and Europe is that some of the European teams in the SPL love starting one guy at the damage, two guys at the Harpies. In North America, we see the three-man grouping. They don't trust anyone ever. The invades always happen.
Well, it's also about getting to the solo lane faster, right? You can see that this is the only time that you'll see Order reach the solo lane before Chaos, just because the way they actually structure the clear, they're trying to do mid-camps, which is an additional camp, which a lot of times they'll get to the lanes late here. But this also allows now Order to get to the solo lane first, clear it out, and push back to the tower. We see a Megatron already losing golden experience by letting these minions die without him being there. So a big push, and then now they can go over and help mid-camps, means that early rotation from jungles are safer. I think overall it's just a safer transition for Order.
Well, Lass is going to come in. He's going to jump in. There's a Berserker Barrage. He's going to get stunned. He could take a lot of damage. These minions hurt so bad. And Aninster is going to continue the push. Lassus could be in a decent amount of trouble. Great body block there. And Lassus is going to come out of there by the skin of his teeth. Most likely they're going to rotate back here and contest this speed buff here. Lassus sees him. And if there's one thing Lassus wants, it's his speed buff.
Speed boof!
Speed boof!
Well,
that was me who screwed that word up, by the way.
Well, we're going to see Zapman and Dedicare run over just in case something goes down. Now, because of the threat, Lass is going to solo that movement speed boof and make sure it is secured for his name.
Gotta love the boost.
See the roto over. Aninster is going to go back towards the mid-camp area. Not coming back just yet, but looks like they're going to go for the damage buff.
Now, I'm surprised Na didn't go and leech the experience at all off of the speed buff. Instead, he just stayed in his lane and he hung out, so missing out a little bit on that, but he has a full wave ahead of him. And Agni, his wave clear's good, but it's not as good as Nua's.
Well, Nuwa definitely has the safe clear as well, which means that it's hard to poke her. She can sit back, and then the Mysterious Fog can travel for long distances without being stopped. And, the Shiny Metal has a good distance on it as well. Now, finally doing the Order side damage buff is going to be Dignitas. They're going to be dropping on the ground here, going to Na to help him pick that up. Now, Na on Agni is something he doesn't play all that often, but it seems like he's getting more and more comfortable with it.
Well, I think a lot of people are after they saw what the Boosh did with them the other day. He was just lighting people on fire, no pun intended. Now, keep in mind, this is where this is like really the first true engagement is going to happen here right at around the 3:15 mark. You're going to be looking at the left side of your mini-map, which is going to be the mid-Harpies. That's where the engagement's going to be. You're going to see the supports rotate up, and if we see a first blood, it could happen there.
Got about 25 seconds before those come back up on either side. No real pressure coming out from Dig just yet. They're not on their way. We just see Aninster running through the mid lane, looking to set up on that left camp, it would seem, making sure that they get the 90 gold at about 140 experience or so. On the right side, Shing will be clearing the wave effectively, as we do see not a whole lot of aggression coming out from Omega, just looking to poke with the clear the path and end that engagement. Left camp is spawning now.
Yep, and you're seeing 1,300 gold in hand for Vamana, and here comes the fight. There's going to be the Intoxicate. Lassus is going to get out of there. Na's going to be super drunk at this point, and now here comes Kali. She's going to jump in on the action. Great rotation. Lassus is going to hit Tectonic Rift, and down goes Na. Can they find another one? Dare to Care should be able to get out of this. Astral Barrage going to do some, but not a whole lot. Zapman really just kind of poking at them, but Cog Prime comes out on top.
Did we just see Jeff Hinla get first blood with the swing of a turkey leg?
Yo, man's got to eat.
I guess so. He's using
that
it
Intoxicate it's something. And it's the team fights, like when you're going against like a Bacchus or a Geb, and you don't have beats won by the time these first heartbeats come up, like it's almost like a guaranteed team fight for you.
It's a pain in the butt. It really is, swinging to and fro. Plus, got a lot of damage. But, I want to bring it back a little bit to that. We saw actually good rotation, good clear, and forced, I think the Thor will also secured it for them as we saw, Jeff Inla look to rotate on it. But watch the Bacchus attempt here. Will actually find the first blood with the swing of his weapon. There's the belly flop. You just able to avoid it. And Toxic coming through. You can see him disengaging. But look at the damage on Gnaw. I don't actually know why Gnaw dashed there prematurely, but with the knock up there coming down from the Apollo ultimate and swing, there you go, smacking it down with the turkey leg, and that will be the end of it. So surprisingly enough, Cognitive Prime in the lead early with a first blood, but looking at the charts, there's not a whole lot of gold.
Yeah, not a whole lot of gold at all. I mean, 43 gold difference, 323 gold difference, 43 experience. This is going to be tough. Now, why would Vamana elect to go into the Morning Star of Speed, Mr. Driver?
No, he's going for Heartseeker. He's actually picking this up early, which I like. He's up against someone Xing, playing Zhonghui, a lot of magical damage. He's already got the Emerald Talisman, which Emerald Talisman already has a passive on it in rank 2, which generates 2% of your maximum HP every 8 seconds. He's got MP5 and HP5, so both resources are regenerating constantly. A little bit of HP and a ton of magical protection. So with that, combined with his ultimate and Clear the Path, he's not really feeling like he can get killed by Xing, and so he's thinking, you know what, let's get the Heartseeker. Heartseeker already has movement speed on it. It's like I'm picking up my boots a little bit early, and I'll start stacking it up and doing more and more damage, which allows me to kill Xing, while Xing can't kill me.
Very, very early here. No boots. He does have the escape, like you said. So he's going to be very safe, and I'm surprised we haven't seen any kind of rotation over to the solo side of things. I mean, we could theoretically see Lassus jump in. I mean, he is a mean Thor. As long as he hits Tectonic Rift perfectly, they would be fine. And Annister, is he going to get a little bit froggy now? No, he's not going to go ahead and go for that invade. And in North America, that's where we see our first bloods happen a lot as well. Right there at the speed buff.
Yeah, that speed buff really does facilitate a lot of aggression early on, and we're going to see them moving on, and we're going to see Rom and Athena doing pretty well in the long lane there. Damage buff will be dropped yet again. Looking at the damage numbers, you can see a lot of player damage coming out from Zapman, 1,500. No surprise there. He's a very aggressive hunter, and Gnaw in the mid lane with 1,300 damage as well. And I'd really like to highlight how far Gnaw has come from his debut into the SPL.
Yeah? How far has he come, my man?
Well, I mean, when you first joined up, there's obviously a lot of separation in the roles. I mean, when you swap up people, you put Snipe up to the, Snipe's Xing over into the solo lane, you start moving people around. All of a sudden, you have Best leaving, and then Gnaw stepping in for the mid, and of course, Shadowq stepped away, and they brought in Dare to Care. So that was a lot of chaos that brought forth, but you could see that Gnaw had a lot of technical and mechanical issues when he first came into the scene, having trouble landing his abilities, knowing where to stand, and a majority of what forced him to fall behind early in his early matches in SPL was his positioning was poor, so he got caught out, and now he's been working on it.
Well, I am a humongous fan of how Lassus has pulled around this year. He started off so sloppy in week 1, and it was like, what's going on with you guys? And then he was just like, I admit it, I'm not putting the time in, I feel stupid. And just like that, we are going to be seeing Lassus going to get dove in on. Omega's going to get that. How perfect of a transition was that? I was talking about the fact that he's getting better and better, and then he just gets caught. Great job.
Barracuda can rotate back over to the left side and land down and make sure. Here's the greatest part about Apollo. You can use it to join the team fight, or you can use it to be in the team fight and then fly back to your lane and not miss a thing. So Zapman looking to clear the way, but it looks like with the ultimate, Barracuda was able to clear that out himself. Big rotation from Cognitive Prime, looking to get over to the left side of the map, using that mysterious fog to mysteriously come into the lane. And Dare to Care and Gnaw are tasked with defending this in the meantime. The right side solo lane seems to be a pretty much of a draw. Megatron and Xing going head-to-head.
Yeah, and I mean, Vamana versus Zhonghui is so funny to watch, right? Because you see them, like, exchange, and then it's like, oh, they're back to health, right? Like, everything's back to normal. And you see Vamana actually still having 1 health pot left. He hasn't even used it.
He doesn't need it. I mean, he's got the regeneration from the talisman. 15 HP 5 plus 2% of your max health every 8 seconds. That's crazy. And if he ever gets to under threshold, he'll just ult and get back to full. I mean, that's just how he goes in the solo lane. And given the fact that Zhonghui doesn't really have an easy way to harass, it really makes a big difference. Mid lane, stealth forced out, last taking damage here. There's the wall. Gonna walk down the edge of it, looking for the fall. Flash goes there. Oh, shiny metal and new ultimate. He stops in his tracks. He knows he's done.
That's the worst feeling. It's just like,
well, to be fair, he had an ultimate. He had a hammer. He could have gotten out that if he so chose to. And, honestly, I think that was just more of a big technical mistake on the side of Lassus. He could have easily stepped out of there and really kind of got out of the fight, but I think he just didn't respect what Cog could do to him.
Well, speaking of respect, Shing has purchased 4 wards already by the 8-minute mark, being completely terrified of Andenster.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good look. I mean, obviously, once Andenster gets there, you're going to have the stun. You're going to have the damage coming out. You're going to have the fact that Vomana's going to slow you and knock you up, and they have a lot of damage coming between them. Now, looking at Shing's build, he doesn't have any physical protection. He's actually going for full damage, so he's pretty susceptible to damage right now.
He is, and Derricker actually leading the way here, and that's the thing about Athena. Athena kind of can babysit in lane just a little bit more because of her ultimate. Because she knows if anything goes down, Defender of Olympus comes in, she's able to go across the map, gives them reduced damage taken in as well. So things are looking good. And, this might be a Dignitas Gold Fury here, as that's going to be Omega drawing the attention away.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. Into the fight goes Barracuda, though, spreading them out. Big damage coming out. Jericho still tanking. Dig gets the Gold Fury, but what's the cost they pay for it? Big AoE damage, double kill coming out from Andenster. The Lash is bleeding everyone to death. Not looking for the escape, but can he get Shining Metal? Explosion of minions. Damage on Zatman. He wants the follow-up, but he's all alone.
That is not good for Dignitas. Andenster with a triple kill. Talking about Kali getting online. 3-0-4 net worth, the most in the game at 5,800. Wow.
Do we see the resurgence of Kali? Andenster leading the way on that one. We do have last game, Kali being picked as well by Chunks. And this is just a really tough situation for Dig because Kali's only weak point is the first 15 minutes of the match, and Andenster is sitting 3-0-4. Looking at the gold in hand, he's actually able to finish off his chin size here in just about 50 gold. He's going to go back and finish it off. So chin size at 10 minutes with Kali, that is like a children's nightmare book. Like you read that to your kids on Halloween.
Yeah, a children's dream, actually, depending on which side you want to look at.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like, I always want to be an astronaut, but if I'm playing Kali, I want that chin size.
Well, there's moon bots. You can be moon bots.
I could be moon bots.
That's
really, honestly, it actually makes him easier to play because of his 3. Like, you can see it track better, I think.
It's also got like the cute little ding, ding,
yeah.
ding, ding.
Yeah. Well, Nas just going to go ahead and rotate around, taking a look at the builds here. Stone Gaia online, as well as Tier 2 boots for Vamana. The Iron Mail is going to be there as well, getting ready to go into Sovereignty. And then Nua, kind of steering away from everything. This is 100% going to be a Warlock Sash. Getting the stacking item, she's got a very safe farm, makes the most sense.
Yeah, I don't think he's really under enough pressure to try to rush into E-Staff. Now, the separation there, of course, is if you don't have a safe farm or you're looking to get more team fights in because the enemy team is winning, you'll rush E-Staff just because you don't feel like you're going to be able to get 100 stacks. But I think that I think you're right. I think he has an easy chance to get those 100 stacks, and he's going to be perfectly fine. Forced out of the Gold Fury area is going to be Derricker, and so I like the fact that Cog is taking advantage of their lead and forcing Dig to fight from behind. That right there is the key to being an effective team.
Well, here's the thing about Dignitas, right? And every one of their fans know this. If Dignitas actually takes game 1, or like first kill, they take the first kill, there's a 51% chance. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the replay.
Andenster. Yeah, Andenster's got triple kills. So you look at it and you're saying, okay, what's going to happen here? Runs the Gold 3, but watch this double just from a Lash. He lines it up perfectly. Lash comes out, hitting 2, double kill already. Turn back in, the dash comes out, jumps over, gets the heal with a nimble strike. He's looking to run away, but there goes the big burst. And he'll actually find the last one here as Zatman tries to run away, but ain't going to be the case. And that's the power of Kali. I mean, you really give her enough time
it's silly
to actually get activated, and you're in a really tough spot.
Oh, yeah, it's completely silly. And now Derricker is going to be hanging out. He's going to rotate out of here, and now as we see Lassus.
Well, Lassus is steady in the mid lane. We do see Chin's about to be done here for Andenster. He went home. Looks like he didn't have enough to grab it just yet. He's still holding on to it. Actually, he's got 1670. Looks like he didn't go home. 1670 in hand. We do have a Light Blade picked up here for Barracuda. Going to go into that Executioner. And looks like a Warlock Sash coming out from Senor Xing as well.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened to Dignitas with Cognitive Prime as well. It was just control, throw away first kill, control, game over. Yep. They surrendered at 20 minutes. That's just, I don't know if that's going to be the case here, but right now, when you take a look, 6,000 XP difference, 2,000 gold difference, 7-0. It's not looking promising.
It's really not, and it's hard to make any argument against it. Now, one thing you have to look at as well is, you've got Kali, Apollo, Nuwa, Vamana, all excellent late game characters for Cognitive Prime. Across the way, you're going to see Junkwei fall off just a bit. Thor Ultimate coming down, landing on Jeff Hinla. Agni does scale well, but it really comes down to how effectively you can place the meteors. A lot of times the fight's over before Agni hits his stride, but you still have Ram and you still have Thor. So, the question is, with Cog having a slightly better late game carry team, does Dig have a plan to turn this around?
Well, the real thing that's interesting to me is Lassus, who's notorious for always being involved in the fights, has only done 2,100 player damage thus far, 13 minutes and 45 seconds into the game. As Thor, you can, as long as you basically go with one ultimate into the duo lane, you're going to have that amount of damage, right? So where has he been?
Well, if you look at the time spent dead graph, it'll tell you. That's where he's been. He has been spending time dead, and that really shows him in 81 seconds already, and he has had 3 deaths on his team, and so he's not able to deal damage because most of the time he's being picked off. You saw the free kill in the mid lane. This looks like another one as he gets jumped on here. Look at the fall-up. There goes the explosion. Going to hit him down to half HP. Big bombs coming through. Taunt's going to miss, actually.
He hits that taunt, and they're ready to go back in. And meanwhile, Lassus is going to get caught doing the back RPs. Jeff Inler's going to end with a belly flop, just saying, "What's up, brah?"
Well,
Astral Barrage, taken up to the air. That's going to be Lassus getting a little bit of poke. Dare to Care all up in the middle. Na's going to go up into the air, and this is going to be tough as the taunt's finally going to hit.
Now, see Lass having to go home here, not able to do any more damage in that fight, as we were mentioning. We're going to see a lot of damage coming out from Zapman, but most of it came out from his ultimate here, as the Gold Fury is going to be possibly started up. Looks like they're going to let this one go. Barracuda still sitting in the lane and pushing this up aggressively. Decent vision coverage as well, and good communication from team allows him to sit in place. There goes the dash coming out. Taunt going to come through as well. Into the flames he goes. Flame Wave landing on top. No bombs available for Na. He's going to have to wait a full 20 seconds for the next one to come back up.
Well, we actually are going to be seeing Thor's going to come in. That's going to be Lassus. Lassus is not going to be able to get the Tectonic Rift down. Jeff Hinla is going to go, and now they're going to start up the Gold Fury, but Jeff Hinla, you have to be worried. They were able to CC him, so this should be the Gold Fury in their favor, but here comes Omega on the flank. He is in a great position, and Andinster's here as well. That's a Zapman nightmare.
Well, he's dashing away, runs back towards Na, but here comes the damage from Sheng, rotating around, spinning in to win. It's going to be last. The hammer will come through, and Andinster will die. Zapman will fall in replacement. Killing spree for Emerald. He's stealth slow, coming from Omega, gets blocked away by the wall. Beautiful wall there from Lassus. It was a very interesting engagement from both teams, actually. Beautiful play by Barracuda. Barracuda actually survived that fight, and what he accomplished in doing by using the ultimate to spread them away from the Gold Fury, he actually was able to escape and leash the Gold Fury away. That could have been a Dignitas Gold Fury, but Barracuda saved the day.
Yep, Barracuda saved the day, and now they're actually going to bait this out just a little bit here. Dare to Care is going to be hanging out. Zhang Kuei's going to try to steal these Harpies. Not going to happen. He's going to throw the card down. Oh, I think he was able to get one there. Not sure, though.
Yeah, it's going to fall either way. You're looking at...
He's only got 7 stacks on his Warlock Sash. He probably needs to get to lane and farm that up.
Well, the right mid camp is coming up. You're going to be seeing them take it down here. And so what you're wondering at this point is, can the Fire Giant be taken early? Because there's a lot of aggression between the two teams. The gold is not huge. You're seeing 2,200 gold in favor of COG, 8,100 experience. But I think the experience is the hardest thing for Dig right now. They just don't have the levels.
Yeah, well, experience is like the thing that makes Smite so unique, is that experience is so important in this game.
Cudgel picked up here for Omega. He's going to be going into what I would imagine would be a Runeforged Hammer. I doubt he would buy a Heavy Hammer as his 4th item. I highly doubt it. So this has to be a Runeforged.
You could... you never know.
Yeah, well.
It could be. It could be a Heavy Hammer going into the Frostbound Hammer. Yeah, it's not the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm very interested by what's going on with him. With the 1-0 lead with 8,600 gold, I wouldn't have minded to see almost even like a hasten.
It is a Heavy Hammer.
See?
Wow.
Frostbound Hammer coming in hot, bro. Why would a Vamana not build a hastened? Just because of the sprint 3?
Yeah, he's got the Sprint 3. He also has the Heavy Hammer. So he's got the slow from Umbrella Ring, he's got the slow from his auto attacks, he's got the sprint from his active. So I think he doesn't really need it as much. Now, of course, if you're able to pop Sprint and then pop your ultimate, you'll have the counteracting the loss of movement speed for attacking, obviously. So you'll be able to kind of counteract that and really stick to your target as long as you can. But if Sprint's down, you're kind of lost.
Mm-hmm. And looking at this, Dignitas only has 1 ward. Na's going to get caught. That's going to be a lot of damage. Barracuda's going to get pulled. Nas going to be able to get out of there, but Lassus will go down. Lassus cannot get into a rhythm. 1 and 4. He desperately needs to get into the action here, as Omega's going to take out Na as well. He's going to be on the backside. They have to be careful. Shing, you should hear this call out, buddy. You got a Vamana coming in hot. And here is Dare to Care. He should be able to get away here for a little bit.
Whoa! No, he's not. Big damage coming
start.
out. Big Baby and Big Kali. Now the gold fear was soloed by Barracuda while they were team fighting because Apollo is so strong.
I thought he was going to be able to get out of that.
Nope.
That was not the case at all.
Never stand still in front of a Baby
destroyed him.
and a Kali. I mean, they have so much crazy damage. Now we're going to see Zatman forced back to his tower, but killed by Aninster. Now they're going to go for a tier 1. I mean, the Gold Fury is already dead. They're basically multitasking all the advantage they could have against Dignitas simultaneously.
This, if you're a Dignitas fan, this is not good. Experience 12,000 going on 13,000. That's the one you want to pay attention to. Gold being 5,200. That's even more scary. But just look at the item difference, right? Like, Lassus just has a Jotuns. He doesn't have, like, tier 1 of a Shifter Shield or, like, a Cloak or anything. He has nothing. On the other side, Aninster, he's got a chins. He's got a chins.
Honestly, I think this comes down to just being out of position, right? We've seen Lassus get caught about 3 or 4 times this game for those being deaths, of course. And, you know, his damage number is low, 4,700. And generally when you see something like Zhong Kui, you expect a lot of damage, right? Because it's very easy to throw out the exposed evil, get a lot of free tick damage from the dot. But so far, Shing hasn't really been able to get the damage numbers up to really justify the Zhong Kui pick. Now, of course, he's kind of been traveling back and forth from the soul lane and the fights in the mid lane. So there's a little bit of credit there. But at the same time, you expect him to have a lot more harassment and damage coming out. Now, Na is topping the charts here, 8,000 player damage dealt. And credit goes to him. But I think a lot of this comes down to the fact that Lassus is getting caught a lot, which sets the whole team fight off balance.
And on top of that, I mean, you can see Shing was forced into a Divine Ruin here because he wants to negate that baby healing. But you almost got to wonder if an E-Staff would have been a better choice for him.
It's possible. Now, no one in the game has their Warlock Sash stacked up, and you can see that MLC and Shing both have the same amount of stacks on their Sash, but you know, it's a lot of aggression from Cognitive Prime, and again, just to reiterate, this is what a top team looks like. When they get ahead, they apply pressure until they stay ahead, and that is the difference.
Dare to Care. He's in a world of trouble here as Aninster is going to be able to chase him down. If anyone rotates, Aninster would love to eat them for breakfast, but they aren't able to get the kill here. Dare to Care is going to be able to lazy back. They're not able to find Lassus. Nah, though. Ooh, Noxious Fumes. There's the shield, and he's going to get knocked up, and Intoxicate's going to be there. Stealth's going to get one. Will they find the follow-up? Here comes Barracuda. He's able to get a couple shots in, but no significant damage.
Zatman coming from the flank. Barracuda is level 19 over 15 on Zatman. Wow. Barracuda, the secret hero. 0-0-6 with a soloed Gold Fury. He is absolutely insane right now. And if you check out his structure damage, he's done almost the entire of the game of structure damage. He's sitting at 21-24 for structure damage, taking towers down. The whole left lane's gone, and the Fire Drain is soon to join him.
Well, they switched their gaze here, and now Big Baby's going to be here. Look at this Shing, just Aegis, and he's still just getting pummeled. But Lats is actually able to finally get in the back. He's doing a decent amount. He's going to be chased, though, so this is going to be tough. Astral Barrage coming down. Lassus, though, Aegis and Omega.
That's slow.
Yeah, that's slow, buddy. But Zatman's going to be in the back. Zatman has to be careful because Stealth will destroy him. But the big thing here is that they have Zhong Kui down. They need one more dead, and Cog Prime could theoretically go for the fire.
Yodakir taking a big burst from Stealth, forced to go home here. Does he have an ultimate? It looks like he does not. Can't rejoin the fight. Big damage on Omega. He's going to drop here. This is Dignitas' chance if they want to go for it. Belly Flop going to miss. That's a big game, but Stealth is behind you, Lassus. Turn around. It's a classic scary game / movie. You always look behind you.
Well, Barracuda is going to be going in. Oh, God, look at Zatman get away. How much health do you have? He had 80 health. That's half of an auto attack of Barracuda.
The placement has been very strange for Dignitas, and I'm very surprised to see a player like Lassus, one of the best veterans we have in Smite, get flanked like that. I mean, he was backpedaling into the back Fire Giant area, and Stealth just walked him and was like, is he not looking at me? Oh, guess I'll just kill him.
Oh, no, he definitely wasn't looking at him.
Yeah, he was just staring.
For sure. And Na's going to head back here, so let's go ahead and take a look at... see the Golden Hand 1500 player damage, though. No shocker. Nu was always at the top of the player damage just because she has that free one. But just like last game, Kali's directly behind her with almost 11,000 player damage.
Crazy.
Wards placed. Kali's only placed one.
Well, it's
cliche.
It's an accomplishment to keep up with Nuwa damage. I mean, she
It really
is just dishing it out left and right. And you know, even it's accomplishment for Naw. He's at 9,400 damage. So again, Naw really top of the charts here on his team and showing his team what's up. You're going to see Omega actually finish the Frostbound Hammer. So you're getting a little bit boost of the slow, 30% slow every auto attack, plus a whole bunch of HP and a whole bunch of damage. So you know, at this point, getting close to Omega is not a good thing for your health. The Gold Fairy will be killed without a hog. Keep that in mind. Jeff Finless still has his hog available.
And he did actually finish the Frostbound Hammer.
Yep.
Okay.
He did.
And so traditional hunter build here coming out of an Apollo. You're going to see the rage going into the Deathbringer, but the interesting thing here is what is Kali going to build after this Executioner?
Kali is probably going to be looking for some kind of crit. Now, there's a short sword already active, so probably even a rage, but one thing we should probably look at it here is Omega says, I'm a monk. He's meditating.
Okay.
He's got meditation.
Okay.
He bought that meditation. Now, meditation has a lot of merits.
I'm just letting you run with this. I'm trying to gather it.
Meditation has a lot of merits, right? So meditation fully maxed out here for Vermont. Again, an item we don't really see too much. Went for greater meditation, which what's going to do is it increase his mana pool by 75% and also give 45 MP5 for 60 seconds. So a full minute of 45 MP5 is huge. So he's basically going to have infinite mana forever. And he's also going to have a little bit of HP coming back when he pops. So 30% of
Too many
missing
people are
health.
watching DM stream.
Well, you know, he's got a point, right? Because you have Vamana, right? What is the one thing Vamana needs? He needs a little boost in his mana and a tiny bit of boost in HP when he pops ult. So if he meditates, ults, all of a sudden he just shoots up to 70% and starts regenerating his HP and mana. It's just crazy.
Well, we're going to see it in this last team fight here. This could be the deciding factor. Dignitas has to win this battle. You can see the grouping here. The Fire Giant might be getting started here. There is a Dignitas ward right on Barracuda as this is going to be started. Here it comes. They have to make this steal here. Dry Bear.
There's the incense. There's a stun. Damage on stealth. Now Omegatron force him away. And with that meditation, with that ultimate, with that Frostbound Hammer, I don't see Omega dropping very easily here, even if it's going to be a 3v1. The Fire Giant has been started up. They're looking for the final hit. Rotation from Shing now by himself. The Fire Giant's already done, though. Up in the air. Goes stealth. Big damage. Big burst. Big kill. Derek are going to drop low here. Last of the Sun going to find Jeff Hinla, but why is he attacking Hinla is the question. There's the kill on Derek here. Last is by himself. The Belch of the Gods. Omega's not done yet. Last can't get away. Knocked him in there and smacked down into a bag of bones. Damage on Now will force him back to the tower, but Cog Prime, they don't care.
Oh, Jeff Hinla doesn't care at all. He's just going to tank this completely. You might see him rotate back just to push up the minion wave just a little bit. Look at Omega. He's like, I smell blood. Are you scared? Tell me you're scared. Big baby. Andenser's going to catch Shing here. Shing is in a lot of trouble. No blink on him, and down he goes. Andenser does have the card on him. You can see the slow doing a little bit, but this is looking like it's all she wrote here for Dignitas, my man.
Well, I mean, it's hard to make any argument to the contrary. Damage on Andenser forced away. Path of Flames into a wall. Stunned out. Big burst. Aegis Amulet, but destroyed. As Andenser finished the channeling of destruction, the right side Phoenix will fall. Barracuda gets it.
Well, that's a hell of a boxing match, at least. 1-on-1 in front of a Phoenix. You have a Phoenix on your side and you still lose. You know who the superior hunter is. Barracuda.
Minus the 13,000 gold or 17,000
gold. Minus the humongous lead and everything like that. But, you know, that's not the story I was trying to make.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wang. And chicken wang is what the Titan has, and they're going to rip it off and eat it here as the Titan will fall down. Guaranteed end. There is the final bout, 21-3. Cognitive Prime takes a fast and clean victory, and that means, ladies and gentlemen, Snipe and Dig are tied.
And that means that game's coming up next. Now, one thing that's interesting here is that Cognitive Prime beat Dignitas by about 27,000 experience. And Cognitive Red did it by 30. So as you can take a look here at the levels on the screen, you can see the big discrepancy here. There is 4 level 20s on the Cog Prime side. There is not a single one on Dignitas. That's a problem.
You know, what's so hard, right, is you had this hyper carry tank bruiser baby giant monster Vamana coming out of the solo lane, and he really joins the fight and really picks it up. I want to bring it back to a replay here as Omega goes in on the Fire Giant, but with Frostbound Hammer, tons of damage from Heartseeker, high mobility and tankiness, pops with ultimate, pops with the sprint, and goes boom, boom,
Bang.
boom. Look for the kill. He's going to find it. Here's Data Care. Will be dropping down to the damage. There goes the spin. Looking for the slow. Going to find this one and popping the Aegis. But the thing is, he's got the Frostbound slow plus the Umbrella Ring slow. And one thing that's not very well known is that the Umbrella Ring actually slows your attack speed as well, which is even more detrimental to characters like, let's say, Zapman.
And something that went completely unnoticed, which totally should not have, is Stealth went 7-0. Proving that he is back into the rhythm of everything. Ever since that win versus Cognitive Red, they've been on the up, man.
Yeah,
they've looked
they have.
amazing since.
They really have. And, honestly, I like the experimentation. I like the Kali, I like the meditation
Yep.
from Mana. I like, looking for the early rotation and the utility combination of putting on pressure. Applying pressure is the key to finding victory when you're ahead, and I love the fact that they're doing it well.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we will have our tiebreaker between Snipe and Dig. Make sure you stick around.